In accordance with Rule 37 of the Council's Provisional Rules of Procedure, I invite the representative of the Islamic Republic of Iran, of Iraq, Israel, and Kuwait to participate in this meeting. It is so decided. In accordance with Rule 39 of the Council's Provisional Rules of Procedure, I invite the following briefers to participate in this meeting: Ms. Rosemary DiCarlo, Under-Secretary General for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, and Mr. Rafael Mariano Grossi, the Director General of the International Agency for Atomic Energy. It is so decided. The Security Council will now begin its consideration of item 2 of the agenda. I now give the floor to Ms. Rosemary DiCarlo.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, at approximately 3:15 a.m. local time, the Israeli military launched waves of airstrikes across Iran, targeting a number of locations, including residential areas in Tehran. These attacks, which are reportedly continuing this afternoon, have targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps headquarters, military bases, radar installations, and nuclear facilities, among others. They have reportedly caused significant damage, including, reportedly, dozens of civilian casualties. In retaliation, Iran launched some 100 drones toward Israel, all of which were reportedly intercepted before reaching Israeli airspace. As I speak, there are reports of Iranian missiles heading towards Israel. The Israeli Defense Forces called the attack a precise preemptive strike and declared an imminent threat from Iran's nuclear program, while also announcing a domestic state of emergency. According to the IDF, over 200 Israeli Air Force aircraft were involved in the opening strikes, dropping over 330 munitions on some 100 targets. Multiple nuclear installations were struck, including in Natanz, one of the central sites of Iran's nuclear program. In a video message, Prime Minister Netanyahu said that Israeli forces also attacked Iran's ballistic missile capabilities and top Iranian nuclear scientists. He stated that the attacks were intended to ward off an existential threat, vowing that the battle would continue for, and I quote, as many days as it takes, end quote. The impact of these attacks has already been felt throughout the region, with neighboring countries closing their airspace and putting their security forces on high alert. The Houthis have reportedly launched missiles toward Israel, one of which has hit the occupied West Bank, causing injuries. Many regional leaders have condemned the attack as a flagrant violation of international law.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go all the way. Go all the way.
My bad, y'all. I didn't even know it was muted. I had no idea. Yeah, no, yeah. My fault. They can hear me on chat. Brandon, we don't. Oh, damn.
Yeah, let's get ready here now.
Y'all can hear me now, y'all?
Yep. Let's
What are we watching? This is Israel, y'all. This is the bombs that landed in Israel. The Iran, I don't know if y'all know, Israel bombed Iran last night. This is Iran's response. It's getting blown up. It's getting serious out here. Sorry, Chad, I didn't know y'all couldn't hear me. I was talking to myself. Yeah. So these are the bombs hitting Israel. Just look at the city. It look like a nice little city, you know? Nice little skyline they got going. Hey, shout out Snoop Dogg 69. Shout out you. Antonio, what's good, bro?
It's top left is live, right? I think that's live.
That's live. That's what's going on right now. Yeah. See, it didn't do too much damage. Skyline's still intact. For now, shit. Hopefully we get it under control. Yeah, bombs. Let me see what my boy Colin tweeted today. See he tweeted anything since then. Nah, it's just the bombs hit. Let's see what the people I follow on X got to say about this, y'all. Go to the top. Take me to the top. So our tax dollar, so the tax dollars that shot the missiles from Iran are our tax dollars. And
yeah.
The anti-defense, whoa.
Remember Obama?
Yeah, Obama. You done screwed us, Obama.
In the
Barack
Islamic
Hussein.
Republic of Iran. As I reported
Man, they are talking about the riot still.
to the IAEA Board of Governors,
we have correct me if I'm wrong. Who talking right now?
contact with the Iran nuclear
Correct me if I'm wrong. Trump also sent Iran some money, and then Joe Biden, and then he froze it, and then Joe Biden unfroze it, right?
Wow. The IDF denies Iranian state media report that it downed 2 fighter jets and captured a pilot. Fake media. Arabic spokesperson Aviche Adare.
Bro, because
Aviche
if y'all remember, Gaza got a lot of their weapons from Iran. Am I tripping? Or who was it that they got their missiles from? It was one of those guys. Iran, it was one of them.
Gotta reply to my girl Juanita, y'all. She said we're gonna get put into this war. Sadly, where's the face palm emoji? Yeah, you get the emoji board on here.
This is crazy, guys. I'm hearing like this might actually last way longer than the last situation.
Yeah, this is crazy, y'all. Joe Rogan talking about the riots. What he said? We're being played against each other. The riots are Astro funded. Whoa, people getting paid? Why we didn't do Oliver Anthony exclusive? My fault, y'all. Exposing knowledge.
It was pretty good. It was okay. Y'all listen to Oliver's last song.
U.S. forces are participating in defeating the Iranian attack on Israel. Well, we're in a war now.
It looks like that.
They aren't boots, probably just airstrike. I hope it's airstrike. Trump is gonna get our troops killed. I have to like that, y'all. I hope not, though.
I don't think we're gonna get involved.
I really don't want to get involved. I do believe Israel deserves to exist. I believe that they deserve to protect themselves, but not at the expense of American lives.
I think they're making Israel look like the bad guy right now.
Yeah, that's how they try to paint it, and I don't think Israel's the bad guy.
Like, that's literally what they're doing.
We can't let these Middle Eastern countries get nukes. We don't know what could happen. It's 3 a.m. here. Whoa. Where you live at, Groovy? Iran is the hub for Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. Oh, yeah. They can't get no news. Hell no. Hell no. Rioters are getting paid. Whoa. 10K to go riot. Would y'all take 10K to go riot? Keep it 100 and don't lie. Is this what they see?
Yeah, I see everything.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Sorry, I'm froze on this thing. I'm keep seeing. Huge wave of missiles. This is they hosing them. I told them. I said they need to bring the hoses out in L.A. Oh shit. Oh look. Whoosh.
Damn.
200 youths. Oh. Demographic. This in Brooklyn. We know who in the BX. Oh wait, that's Bronx. We know who in the BK, in the Brooklyn, and they turned up.
Man, the chat over at the top left video
I have a comment. I'm gonna keep it to
is
myself.
insane. People in the comments are
On this right here?
crazy. No, all the way over there.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah, they're saying free Palestine like crazy.
Man, God, we gotta be honest. There will never be a two-state solution, unfortunately. Innocent people on both sides have been killed by warmongers in charge of Iran and Israel. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a fact. Man, war is bad, y'all. I would never support war. I would never support war.
Yeah, so right now they're having an emergency UN Security Council meeting. That's what you see right now at the bottom left. That's live.
Whoa. Uh-oh. United States military is now participating in defending Israeli airspace. Whoa.
Hey,
Send that to the DM.
I knew it.
I'm about to go reply to that, y'all.
I knew it.
Anti-ICE protest calls for Muslim Brotherhood terror designation. What the hell?
I knew it.
Sounds like Iran wants to keep USA out of this. Hold on, y'all.
Propaganda we see often in these Middle East
Let's
wars.
watch this clip.
Well, I would
Get some
certainly
information.
mention, John,
Right.
that also could be Iranian propaganda. We see often in these Middle East wars that groups on the ground want to indicate. So let's see if they actually show any evidence of having captured any Israeli pilots or downed any Israeli planes. So I would put an asterisk next to that for now. But I've just spoken to a very senior U.S. military source who explained to me that Israel, in this case, despite all of the dramatic images we're seeing in Tel Aviv tonight with about 100 ballistic missiles being fired at one time toward the capital and towards Israel, with very few, I might add, getting through. And as we've discussed, only one needs to get through to cause a problem. But so far, the Israeli defense systems have worked. But this U.S. military source said to me that Israel holds all the cards in terms of escalation, and that the Iranians, while they had to fire back, given the extent of the airstrikes, the Israeli airstrikes, targeting its nuclear program, targeting its military leadership, but not yet targeting Iran's civilian leadership. I think that's an important point. Israel holds all the cards in terms of escalation, and that is from somebody who knows very, very well the Israeli capabilities and the Iranian capabilities. The way it's been explained to me in the past is that Iran has approximately 3,000 ballistic missiles, of which about 1,000 are capable of hitting Israel, of flying that far and hitting Israel. They've fired a few hundred now of those ballistic missiles. Those ballistic missiles are fired from what you call mobile missile launchers, point and shoot, where you track, they're moved around, they're mobile, and they're difficult to locate, and that is one reason that they were able to get off about 100. The limitation that Iran has is in terms of the number.
Pause. Someone in the chat says they have the manpower to conscript 41 million men. So does that mean they got 41 million soldiers?
Bro.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Whoa, Denise, that's crazy stuff.
Isn't Iran bigger?
Iran's huge.
Like,
Iran is huge.
can we look that up? Like, how many more soldiers do they have than Israel?
Let's ask Grok. Can I pull this in my lap?
Yeah, probably can.
Oh yeah. Now I really got the keys. How many soldiers does Iran potentially have for a war? Ooh, I'm misspelling this, y'all. Don't judge me. Iran's potential military manpower. They got 600,000 soldiers. Damn.
Hold
They
on.
got 350 reserves. That's almost 1 million soldiers.
And did something break in Israel?
It
Like
says-
their defense thing broke? Like
It said only some of the bombs got through. Only some of the bombs got through. Brandon, Google search Metza. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna ask Grok. Metz. Boy, I don't know what Bitz. Oh my gosh, brother, what is that word? Metza Bibfe. Did I spell that right?
I'm trying to also search it.
Let's see. Metza Bibfe is a country. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it.
You set me up.
That's why we can't listen to the chat.
Stop. You talking about when they eat the foreskins?
Oh,
wait,
wow.
draw blood.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It says rare. They don't do that for real.
Wow.
Okay, you crazy. You
Yeah,
gonna get us in trouble.
We gonna listen to the chat, but we gonna read out what y'all said. We can't put everything in the search bar because y'all will have us looking up some crazy stuff.
How about we refresh the chat? You gonna get me in trouble, boy.
Yeah,
Jack Mannion. Don't get us banned. Real talk, if we didn't have social media and all these videos, would anyone care about these two countries? Me personally, I'm very America first. I've learned over the time, as we've been on this political journey, where my political ideology lies. And I want what's best for America and American citizens. And war is not that. So I will always be against war unless it will directly affect our homeland. Me personally. He talking about blockchain. Hiring. Oh, is this the president of Iran? They say he hiring. This the LinkedIn bubble.
Ah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, PPD. What they talking about on PPD?
Oh shit! Go back up. No, you missed it. Go back. What was that?
That's the bombs. Yeah, that's the bombs. We seen the bombs. I'm scared, y'all. I'm telling you now, Iran's people is going against its own people.
Okay, go to the Security Council meeting right quick. Click and see what they say.
This here?
Yeah.
What they talking about in the
This is
security?
live.
Руководству и народа Исламской Республики Иран
Oh, that's
в
Russian.
связи с многочисленными человеческими
This is the
жертвами,
UN. Oh,
в
this
том
is
числе среди
serious.
мирных жителей в результате израильских ударов.
Which were the result of Israeli action. In front of our eyes, because of Israeli action, what is happening is a very dangerous escalation in the Middle East region, and this is something that requires an immediate attention from this council. We are grateful to the Guyana presidency for convening this meeting of ours so expeditiously. It's symptomatic that initially the council was to consider today, at this very time, the humanitarian consequences of inhumane actions by Israel against the people in the Gaza Strip. Instead of that, we are here having to discuss a new, most dangerous and irresponsible adventure by West Jerusalem in the region, but this time it is also pushing the region to a large-scale nuclear catastrophe. In the early hours of the 13th of June, Israel delivered a number of extensive strikes against the territory of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Peaceful asleep.
All right, we're gonna mute that for a second.
read that.
So this says Obama handed Iran 50 plus billion, which they used to arm themselves. So now we see our tax dollars exploding midair, which is the bombs, and they're being used to attack Israel, and we fund Israel's defenses. You don't hate the government enough. So war is all by design. Thinking emoji.
Quite literally looks like that.
Thinking. Yeah, that's what I want right there.
Quite literally looks like that.
I misspelled something. Damn it. Gotta redo it. I hate typos, y'all. So, war is all by design?
Well, if the United States soldiers are dragged into this, I'll be super pissed.
Guys, I can't trust Trump if he sends our soldiers to die for a foreign country. I can't support that, y'all. Whoa, this is the dude that set up the Trump protest by Michelle Obama. I don't think Michelle looks like a man, y'all. Okay, what did Charlie Koch say? Oh, he got us a chapter book. I'm gonna read this, y'all. Holy hell, it's Friday the 13th. Oh, wow. It actually is. They said it says Obama gave them 150 billion. Okay, y'all. Let's read what Charlie Kirk said. By all appearances, Israel's initial wave of attacks on Iran has been remarkably successful. They have killed the head of Iran's general staff and the commander of the Revolutionary Guard, along with numerous nuclear scientists. They appear to have caught Iran totally unprepared and have been able to operate with total impunity over the skies of Iran. That's great, but right now is the easy part. Israel is attacking without any casualties, and there has been zero military, diplomatic, or financial blowback so far. If it stays that way, awesome, but it most certainly won't.
Read it slow, a little slow. I was hard for me to keep up with you right now, brother.
I'm trying to get through it.
I know.
Look, I got you. In the hours and days to come, there will be hawks who urge America to increase its involvement in the conflict. They will call for us to finish off the mullahs or help Israel with mopping up. They will claim, tell me if you've heard this before, that we will topple the Iranian regime. We will be welcomed as liberators. We should be deeply skeptical of these arguments. Absolutely. America's interventions in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya were all easy at the start. It was the months and years afterwards that they became costly, wasteful quagmires. None of them were worth it. Collectively, they were hugely costly in terms of debt, reputation, national unity, and American lives. Facts. Iran can strike at American military bases in the Gulf more easily than they can strike at Israel. Dragging America into this war might be irrational and suicidal, but wars have a habit of making their participants irrational and suicidal. Just look at the Ukraine war. In any drawn-out war, America loses, even if we win. Facts, because our soldiers die. We don't want that. Our focus must not be on seeking regime change or any further escalation of America's involvement. Facts. The last thing America needs right now is a new war. Facts. Our number one desire must be peace as quickly as possible. Facts. We need humility, prudence, and prayer in days to come. The situation is extremely fluid and no one knows with certainty how this will end. Arrogance, cockiness, and boastful celebration is the worst posture we can have. Israel believed their existence was at stake. They acted accordingly and impressively. This is Israel's fight to finish as they see fit, not America's.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
100% facts, Charlie.
What the hell is the guy still talking about? So now you're pro-war, you betrayed MAGA. No, I'm talking about the guy.
He didn't read it. We will stay out of this and protect America's future.
Hold on.
Netanyahu talking.
Netanyahu talking.
Evil and oppressive regime.
Oh, we heard this already.
Is that what we heard? No, that's live.
This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom. Zan, Zandegi, Azadi. As I said yesterday and many times before, Israel's fight is not with you. It's not with you, the brave people of Iran, whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with our common enemy, a murderous regime that both oppresses you
No one is calling for boots on the ground. Not yet, right? Let's not get to that point. Let's pray it don't get to that point.
The darkness.
Solo, check your
I'm
phone.
with you. The people of Israel are with you.
Right, that was just some of the playback that we received just moments ago from Netanyahu. We'll continue to track the very latest for you here on Live Now from Vox. I do want to get back out, though, to the UN Security Council meeting, this emergency meeting on the conflict in the Middle East. Let's listen in.
Which participated in the strikes in their bases in Cyprus. We also noticed the statement made by Israel when they said that they warned about their attacks. They warned Germany, JCPOA participant, and Italy. It also came to the fore.
This is some scary stuff. I love the Iranian people and the Jews. I don't want nobody to die. Can you turn up the sound?
The Israeli strikes were also supported by the French, who clearly knew about them beforehand. And we will not be surprised here if the members of this group of like-minded states will start condemning
why is everyone talking about America going into the
Iran
war? Was
for
it announced
their
we are helping?
actions, which they
It's
undertook
been announced we're
in
helping
line
in
with
some
Article
capacity.
51 of the Charter.
Hopefully just
We
bombs.
are following very
and we get this
closely the
done
current
quickly.
situation with the IAEA Secretariat. The life and health of its personnel has been threatened by the Israeli military adventure, and we expect that the Director General of the agency is going to provide us with objective assessment and analysis of developing situation, including from the viewpoint of radiological consequences. Madam President, the unprovoked attacks against the territory of sovereign Iran the targeted strikes on the peaceful
Who's
nuclear
gonna blow
facilities
this?
cannot be justified in any way. The international community cannot and should not stand idly by when such a provocation presents itself. And tolerating such actions is a sure way to a large-scale war and a serious threat to global security. We're convinced that the Security Council
I hear what Russia just
has to
said.
provide
What
an
was that?
unequivocal,
They said that
legal and
we
political
cannot.
assessment of
They
what's been
said
done by Israel, and also
I'm gonna
call
pause
for an
this so I
immediate
can solo
halt
to
to
speak.
any
He said that the bombing of a peaceful facility in Iran can't be tolerated, and we can't sit idly by, because if we sit by and act like that's okay, then we're gonna get a large-scale war.
Whoa!
So basically, he's saying that shit not cool.
issues having to do with the Iranian nuclear program is only possible if a peaceful political and diplomatic pathway is followed. No forceful resolution can be either legitimate nor viable here. By the way, let me say that the United States
This is
themselves
scary.
have stated this repeatedly when they explained their readiness to continue with negotiations.
This is scary.
Russia remains committed to strengthening international law, abiding by the UN Charter, and finding solutions which
bad.
exclude further sliding of the region towards a new destructive war. And we are ready to work with all those who will advocate diplomacy and who will be looking for peaceful means to resolve differences. I thank you.
I
Said
thank the
peaceful means to
representative of the
resolve
Russian
differences.
Federation
Well,
for his
shit
statement.
got bombed,
Now
brother.
to
They
the
go up?
representative
Bombs
of
flying.
Oh.
There's some ice stuff.
Okay.
Ice stuff. We got I'm sorry, y'all. We gotta skip the ice stuff for now. The ice stuff not important. It's getting blown up.
Appreciation to you for
Let's
your
check on the For You page. What Benny tweet? What
response
Benny
in
tweet?
convening this urgent meeting,
Oh, Benny talking about the
which
bombs. What's
underscores
this
the
here?
gravity of the situation before us.
So they said the bombs
I
just
thank
hit.
USG DiCarlo and Director General Grossi for their insightful briefing.
Iranian authorities said that the nuclear sites at Fordow and Isfahan have been struck and attacked. The head of International Atomic Energy said the U.S. military helped shoot down Iranian missiles toward Israel. U.S. officials say. Well, hopefully that's our only
The
involvement.
growing
Hopefully this does not escalate,
danger
y'all.
of a broad
Y'all ever read Revelations in the Bible?
conflagration
You know, I have a daily Bible.
fueled
I read
by
it for like
of
a week,
illegal act
and I fell off. I need to get back
and
on my
talking
stuff.
to him?
provocation of Israel.
Algeria,
The
North
events
Africa.
of today
I think that's it.
sadly
Yeah.
confirm
Hey, shut your ass up, OG. Sorry about that. Can we get some subtitles so we can just see what they saying?
Oh yeah, they can't do that. It's live.
Oh damn. Lame. Israel says Iran crossed red lines after firing missiles at civilians. Well, this is a clear indication that this shit finna blow up. Like it's finna get worse, y'all.
Yeah, the fact that not Israel, Russia said something. That's bad.
Man, people in the chat saying this is biblical, this is written. Hey, y'all, I'm not denying that at all. I just don't want nothing to happen to us here in America or our soldiers to go fight this. Because if it get to that, what if we get drafted, us young men under 26 or 26 and below?
Click the Israel tab right there at the bottom, to the right, Yeah.
This here?
Let's see what that says.
Let's see what they're talking about.
Something crazy might pop up.
Oh, Tucker Carlson. Oh, wow. Drop Israel, let them fight their own wars. What happened next will define Donald Trump's presidency. I completely agree. I completely agree with that statement.
I don't know, y'all.
You gotta realize Trump campaigned on no new wars. I cannot support him sending our soldiers to go fight for a foreign homeland and a foreign flag. I will never support that. Those days is over. Those days is over. We cannot go back.
I cannot not agree with that.
We cannot be sending our soldiers to fight in wars that will cost us billions of dollars in lives. And when that's just not what we need to do for our country.
Yeah, that's hard not to agree with, guys.
Like, I do understand protecting them from being bombed. Hell yeah. I don't want to see them get blown up. Especially if Iran is a hotbed for terrorism.
Now, I'm with funding it and giving the money, but us sending our soldiers over there, that's just gonna lead to other people thinking they can bring soldiers into the equation, and that's gonna be bad. That's how a World War III actually happens.
Oh,
So that would be bad.
you have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take back your country. Don't wait for Israel and American troops to do it for you. Whoa, don't quote that. See, that's where I have a problem.
Some extremists.
This is your moment. The regime is weaker than ever. Rise up and courage, topple it now. It is now or never. Man, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, this shit looking bad, Taj.
I don't want to see.
This shit might be bad.
I do not want to see our soldiers get in there. 3 Israeli F-35 fighter jets were cornered by Iran. One of them is a woman. Whoa.
What you mean?
Yeah, this might be worse, bro.
The people in our cities are waving Mexican flags. The people we elected are waving Israeli flag. Oh, does the Star Spangled Banner yet wave?
This might be worse, bro.
What happened, bro?
That is a fact, y'all.
Y'all tell me what happened?
Russia, basically. Tell me about Russia.
Bombs hit Israel. They bombed them. We got the United Nations over here. Russia said we cannot sit idly by while a peaceful facility in Iran was blown up. He said if we sit by and act like this doesn't matter, full-scale war is likely to happen. What you had for lunch?
4 cheese pasta, man.
From where?
We having this nice ass shit for lunch, and this serious shit going on, bro.
I just want to know, man. You know.
Sorry, man.
That was a legit question. I didn't even joke.
It's this French restaurant.
It's just like, bro, if something continues to happen in our world, guys, every single day, when we think shit's gonna, we thought we got Trump in and everything, like imagine if we didn't get Trump in. That's probably making this shit, scale down a bit.
So we got a video here. Who is this woman? 2-term politician, political analyst, human rights advocate, raising awareness in Iran, IRGC, and Islamophobics. I support King Reza Pahlavi. I don't know who this is, what flag this is. I don't know nothing about none of that. But she said they got a video of an Iranian man's voice as he cheers on Israeli fighter jets.
Of Israeli fighter jets on top of the skies in Tehran, close to where the supreme dictator's house is. And, you can hear like fires and missiles and whatever. I want you to take a moment and listen to the voice of the Iranian man who is filming this video.
آسمون تهران میدون فردوسی ماشاءالله ماشاءالله بزن حرومزاده رو بزن.
Did you hear that? That is 46 years worth of frustration and desperation coming out.
ماشاءالله بزن حرومزاده رو بزن.
Somebody in the chat said this is propaganda. Should I retweet this, y'all?
Hell no.
Sorry.
Hell no.
Ridiculously precise Israeli strike against Iranian commander went through his bedroom wall. Damn! That is insane. This is actually insane.
No, this is crazy, bro. Yeah, bro.
This shit keeps getting worse. Imagine we got Kamala in office right now, though.
Who the hell knows what she would be doing? Her stupid ass. She would be up there reading the script, sweating, drunk.
But both sides still gonna back Israel at the end of the day, though.
Her husband is
like, that's what's crazy about it.
she gonna stand with them.
At the end
Standing
of the
on
day.
issue. Am Israel Chai, the nation of Israel lives on. So obviously Javier Milei of Argentina is rocking with that.
Yeah, we know that.
We know that. Israeli source: most of Iran's nuclear scientists are no longer alive. Damn.
I ain't gonna pick no sides, but
I'm on the side of America.
Sad to say, if I was a leader, I'd be rocking with that. But I'm gonna be quiet. I shouldn't say no more.
Man, I don't want no war, man. I don't want Americans to get roped in a war that doesn't directly affect our country. And that's all I say, and I'm gonna stand on that.
It's like
we know nothing about Iran, only know what we've been told. Facts, but if it's a terrorist hotbed,
like that, I feel like we got more.
This is so crazy.
We got more Israel and American blood than we got any other of them countries in the Middle East.
Oh, facts. Israeli female fighter jets were over the skies of Iran last night. Incredible. Okay, I don't know why that matters. Notice how Iran's diaspora isn't attacking Jews or storming Israeli embassies like Arabs do. Anytime anything happens in Gaza, there's a reason for this. Oh, wow.
Like, I'm not for any war. I'm not for anybody dying, but we still got to remember, Jesus is over there, y'all.
Here's our Congress people. Israel is right.
Jesus over there, bro.
Our commitment to Israel must be absolute.
Like,
the United States
will
always stand with Israel. Here's my message to Ayatollah. If you strike at America, I have every confidence President Trump will respond with overwhelming force. I need to see if they got money from AIPAC. Flashback to the time Glenn Beck literally begged Netanyahu for Israeli citizenship. Oh, wow. He begged? Get off your knees, brother.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Hold on. We got something from Benny Johnson here. Y'all.
Images from last hour as Iran launched not one but two ballistic missile barrages at this country. Israeli media reports there are at least 9 impact sites, and you could see at least one of them on that video as our cameras were live. And we saw these ballistic missiles streaming through the air, some of them slamming into the ground below here in central Israel. At the time, we could see air defense systems out at sea, off in the distance, and from the south, coming to work and try to shoot down some of this incoming fire. But it was so intense over Tel Aviv, we could hear the explosions here as the night sky lit up. Some of those missiles intercepted, raining missile fragments down below. According to local officials, there are a number of people who are lightly injured and at least one moderate injury. Most of the population tonight remains in bomb shelters over concerns about a third Iranian missile wave that could happen at any moment. And as we look forward tonight, this is not expected to end anytime soon, Martha. The Israelis still have fighter jets over the skies of Iran following last night's decision to launch a wide-scale operation against not only Iran's nuclear facilities, but also IRGC leadership, including Hussein Salami, the leader of the IRGC, and the top Air Force commanders. This was a decision made by Israel to not just send a message or to weaken Iran's nuclear facilities, but to start destroying them. And immediately upon that strike that started to take place, we were gathering information. One Israeli security source telling me that they tricked Iranian leadership into a meeting. They started to move things in a way that would force these officials to meet and prepare for a possible Israeli attack. But whenever they were meeting, they kept them there and then struck the location, killing nearly the entirety of the IRGC Air Force. I do want to just read you this statement that I received from an Iranian official on behalf of Iran's supreme leader. This official in Tehran speaking directly to Fox News saying, quote, "The armed forces will bring the vile regime to ruin. They will not escape unscathed from this crime. The Iranian nation can be assured there will be no negligence." And as we look at the possible Iranian response, the concern is that it won't only target major population centers here in Israel, like the city of Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, but also American bases and interests across the region. There are thousands of American forces. This is part of the reason that President Trump and the administration made that decision to remove non-essential personnel from the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. They sent a message to the dependents of other embassy officials and military officials across the region in places like Kuwait and Bahrain that they could voluntarily leave the region earlier this week. And it's because there was concern that the Iranians will launch missiles, drones, and rockets at U.S. bases and possibly embassies across the Middle East. And so tonight, Israel is bracing for the possibility of more response. And we do expect, according to Israeli sources that we've been talking with throughout the day, that these Israeli strikes will continue throughout tonight, targeting more nuclear facilities inside Iran and possibly even more officials. I've been talking with not only the Israelis, also the Iranians and the Qataris. The entire region is bracing for days of conflict ahead. Martha?
All right, Trey, thank you.
So they think Iran gonna send more bombs. I've been seeing a lot of reports. Just got a notification.
This is real life history right now, bro. This is crazy.
Well, apparently
bro.
this has been going on for a while. It's just now we got bombs flying. Let's see.
This is like, have we ever seen it at this level before? I've never
Not
seen
in our
it.
lifetime.
No, bro. Well, we Ukraine and they did it, but dang.
What do Korea got anything to? Oh, that's okay. That's
Should we listen to them?
Are they gonna have it the?
Listen to this.
resulted in many civilian casualties. As Director General Grossi pointed out, attacks on nuclear facilities could also result in radioactive releases with potential grave consequences on the lives and safety of the people across the region. We support the IAEA's commitment to ensuring nuclear safety, security, and its safeguards mandate in all circumstances. Iran's retaliation risks further escalation in the region, already scarred by years of violence and
Okay,
destruction.
Museum Brown said he got
The council-
anything, bro.
He ain't talking about shit.
Well, he just said it's finna be nuclear waste everywhere.
He said that's potentially what can happen if you bomb the facilities making bombs, which is a fact.
So that
Listen
mean
to the Asian man, he right.
So wouldn't that mean they exploded more then?
Well, he's saying like if you bomb where they're making nukes, there could be nuclear waste that spills out from the wreckage of the bombing.
Wouldn't that make it explode more though?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's what he's
He's
saying.
we don't want that to
It could
happen.
be bigger than what a regular bomb.
Do you know what happened when the nuclear radiation was in Japan after they bombed them? They said children was born without eyes. People had cancer. People's faces was melting off.
Like in a modern society where everybody's like, I'm not gonna say everybody's doing great, but like it's like y'all are building up y'all countries and stuff. So like I don't understand, what does this solve at all? It solves nothing.
Power.
They saying U.S. is now reportedly assisting Israel in taking down Iranian missiles. I support that, but it shouldn't get deeper than that.
It's about power at the end of the day. Yo.
Unfortunately, it shouldn't get deeper than that. Look, every government official is tweeting this.
Hey.
Is he a conservative?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, he's probably a conservative.
It doesn't matter.
Damn, bro, this is crazy.
Shit.
This kind of giving me chills right now.
See, people say I wanted illegals gone and no new wars. I ain't gonna lie, I voted for that too. I voted for him to save the future of America, help us be able to own homes.
This ain't nothing he could do about this though.
I mean, he's aiding it.
He gave them, no he didn't, bro. He gave them 60 days.
Look what he said. He said, I'm ready to defend Israel and if Iran retaliates.
Don't retaliate.
As long as we can defend ourselves, I don't want to go help Israel in this war. Y'all seen y'all soldiers.
So the 60 days were for them to make a deal. They couldn't come up with a deal.
Okay.
That was the piece right there. Let's come up with a deal, man, and nothing will happen.
Right.
And then think about it. Iran bombed Israel first.
No thanks.
They bombed them. What was it? Was it in 2024? So if they bombed them in 2024, that's a problem. Like, didn't this already happen? Like, this has been leading up to something. This has been leading up to something for a minute now. So this is crazy. I just don't see what's gonna be. It's no good outcome for this for anybody.
Please join me in praying for Israel.
Told you.
Red State, Alabama.
Oh, we know this.
Keep your head on the swivel. Biden let millions into America. Iran might activate some sleeper cells in America. Stay armed. Damn, Charlie. That's scary shit you saying.
You said what?
He said some of the illegals might be Iran, but we did see a video. You put it on my name.
Dang, I forgot about him, bro. I forgot it. This shit not funny though. Actually, though, man. That's some real shit though. This shit is crazy.
Hold on, yo. I'm gonna be right back.
So you will know my name soon. What was he? We need to figure that out. Man, what do Somalia got? Man, bro, we need to hear the real deal. Somalia, y'all not gonna do nothing. I guess we gotta hear what the world has to say about it, though.
It's the United Nations, you know.
Yeah, no, we gotta hear what they gotta say, you know.
Sorry, y'all. I'm firing off tweets, y'all. I gotta let the world know where we stand. No Americans in this war. That's my bottom line. Pray for us in Israel. This is a black lady? Oh, she's chilling.
Man, black people in Israel, man. That's what I'm telling you, bro. We got more Israel blood in America than any other country in the Middle East, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I mean, we got some people over there that live here, and you know they rock with America.
They're saying this is who we gotta die for. Dave Portnoy.
Wow.
40K likes, million views. Hey, you see the way he was talking to his employee when he said that his employee said people shouldn't go to jail for anti-Semitic jokes. He went off on him. I don't think people should go to jail for that.
Like, that's crazy.
U.S. forces are now assisting Israel in repelling Iran's attack. Eyes.
Go sleep with
I
that
don't know,
chopper.
y'all.
Go to eat with that chopper.
I don't know, y'all.
Damn, man. I thought this shit, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna be a war, guys. That was one thing I probably would have put at the bottom of the list that I thought was going to happen. I didn't think a war was going to happen. Damn, man. Somalia. It's like, man, who goes to Somalia?
What happened now?
Nothing, bro. I'm just saying,
The
why
United
is
States
Somalia?
will always stand with Israel. Yeah, he got money from APAC. That's confirmed already. You arrested a dude paddleboarding by himself. He had like 6 cops out there.
Hey.
What?
You guys got, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Hey.
I'm just stating facts.
Hey, how you gonna be?
Hey, man.
I done already seen the trend.
What did Tim Wall say? Iran has to retaliate in their mind, I'm sure now. Who is the voice in the world that can negotiate some kind of type of agreement? Who holds the moral authority? We are not seen as a natural actor. It might be the Chinese. So it's calling for the Chinese to solve this.
I've been hearing about that. Click that, man. Let's hear that, bro.
Can you bring Tiananmen Tim back to the Hill for a few more questions about his Beijing connections? The guy who doesn't know what a woman is, doesn't know what immigration law is, also apparently doesn't know what an enemy is.
Hold on, bro. Let's hear that, though.
Let's hear what he said.
I don't think we can leave this discussion without just asking you broadly about what happened last night. Very eventful day on many scores, but the fact that we have Israel striking Iran and, in escalatory, I think would be an understatement. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Deeply concerned. I think we know anything in the Middle East. And look, I know there's a lot of folks here and across the country. The situation in Gaza is intolerable, and it became a central focus in the campaign, and I would say rightfully so. Human rights issues, how we're going to try and attempt to get a 2-state solution where we can allow folks to live peacefully and coexist and have their own self-control or self-determination. The issue now in the spreading of this, and I have to be candid with you, I was there during the debates and I voted for the Iran nuclear deal. I think it was one of the most and I said in there, just to be clear, with the Russian ambassador, with the French ambassador, with our negotiators, with everybody who was there to bring about the capacity to stop Iran's nuclear capacity, but in a way that was not so punitive that we would hamper some of their economic growth. I truly worry now. I'm sure there's great strategic thinkers in the Trump administration that have now said, how is this going to, a tweet from the president today said, I told them they should have done something, and here we are. Yeah, here we are with the Middle East back on fire in a way that is now expanded. Iran has to retaliate in their mind, I'm sure. And now, who is the voice in the world that can negotiate some type of agreement in this? Who holds the moral authority? Who holds the ability to do that? Because we are not seen as a neutral actor. And we maybe never were. I don't want to tell anybody that. I think there's a lot of people that say you always leaned one way in this. But I think there was at least an attempt to be somewhat of the arbitrator in this. We saw President Carter do it with Begin and Sadat. We've had certain wins along the way that were actually mutually beneficial both ways. Now I ask who that is. And I mean, consistently over and over again, we're going to have to face the reality. It might be the Chinese.
All right. Shut your ass up.
You go Russian record, bro. I got it.
He talking about the Chinese gonna fix this.
You come back and that's
Why would we want the Chinese to fix anything? We gotta keep it 100. They're our enemy. To advocate for one of our enemies to stop a conflict that could potentially spill over and attack us is retarded.
Hey, bro. We dodged a bullet with that one.
Hey, bro.
Brandon will come back up here and conduct it, guys. Panama, we don't want to hear Panama.
To be honest with you, there's not finna be no peace now. Like, I think it's up there at this point.
Yeah, especially over there. It's been over there.
Are they gonna like?
It's been
I wonder. I wonder how they gonna bring peace now, y'all. Cause this is pretty.
Trump
crazy
tried to give it to him, man.
Yeah.
Trump tried to give it to him, in my opinion. Trump did everything he could possibly do. So I don't understand why people are saying, "Hey, Trump, if you do this," I'm like, man, look, Trump. He said what he said. You know, hey, we defend Israel, and this is what it is. So y'all better not just go against Israel. So leave it at that. You don't want to fight the United States, leave Israel alone. Or if you don't want to, vice versa. That's obviously what's been happening. So I mean, what can we do about that, guys? I mean, he said it right here. If you haven't heard it.
We have a meeting with Iran on Thursday.
The main impediment.
We have a meeting with Iran on Thursday, so we're going to wait till Thursday.
And what's the main impediment to getting the deal?
Well, they're just asking for things that you can't
Sorry,
do.
y'all. What's wrong? What's wrong right now?
They don't want to give up what they have to give up. You know what that is?
Let them know.
They seek enrichment. We can't have enrichment. We want just the opposite. And so far, they're not there. I hate to say that because the alternative is a very, very dire one, but they're not there. They have given us their thoughts on the deal, and I said, it's just not acceptable.
Topic for Prime Minister Netanyahu today when you spoke?
I would say, yeah. I don't know what else. I can talk about the weather.
Well, you can talk about Lebanon.
The main impediment.
We have a meeting with Iran on Thursday, so we're going to wait till Thursday.
And what's the main impediment to getting a deal?
Well, they're just asking for things that you can't do. They don't want to give up what they have to give up. You know what that is. They seek enrichment.
Oh, we ran it back. My bad, guys. My bad. Wait, what the heck? Oh, that's... Oops. Yeah, Panama's not talking about that.
We don't want to hear what these other countries saying about this, y'all. Let me get the keys back, y'all.
Did Elon just say something? About something else.
This is crazy stuff, y'all. I don't want Iran to get nukes, personally. Tim talking about, I voted for them to get nukes. Well, you're a jackass. Yeah. You're a jackass.
Go to For You. Go to For You.
Could be anything on that thing.
Right.
Go to the top. Where are we at? Should I run against him?
Oh, I hate that guy. He's actually up there.
Yeah, he's a weenie. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. They're saying, oh, wow.
I said that.
That's crazy. Illinois' dad claims trans kid no gender identity by the age of 7. When I was 7 years old, I thought I would be a ninja like on Naruto. I thought I had chakra. I thought I could float and become a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I thought I was Goku too. I tried to hit the yeah.
What is he talking about? I used to be at recess running with my arms behind my back.
Oh, go show them the in the DM of what they were attacking.
Oh yeah. Look, y'all, this is what they bombed, the nuclear facility. Israel to Iran. This is what they blew up, allegedly. This is the nuclear enrichment site, uranium. They got underground development of uranium. So that's what they blew up, y'all. Let's take a look at this. Underground development. So it's like 3 layers. I don't know what's going on at the top. I don't know science like that. I'm more of a business guy. So this is some sort of harvesting facility. This is where they're making uranium.
Yeah.
Y'all know what uranium is for. If there was uranium there, they wouldn't have it would have caused a massive explosion. That is true. It would have been pretty crazy. But I haven't seen no footage of what they hit. I saw a video of some wreckage in the streets. The U.S. military is now taking part. Oh, guys, I'm scared, y'all. they are so weak, why did Israel attack them? Because they're weak. I'm scared, y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, this guy Mehdi Hassan, he's of Iranian descent. Y'all see what he tweeted? This is why I say foreign nationals should not be on our television. British Iranian, talking about you British American. You're not American. Let's keep it 100, buddy. Let's keep it 100. This guy is talking a lot of crap. Sniped? Oh, wow. Okay, I don't want to, let's not show that. This guy tweeted last night, so does Iran have the right to defend itself? Yeah, it's just pretty crazy stuff, guys.
We need to find a page with live Israel updates.
What is that, Grumpy? I've been duped once. You can't dupe me again. You're going to get me in trouble.
No.
Who's racist now? I'm not. What up, though? What up, Simo?
We need to find a page with live Israel updates. But maybe it's been, I'm on the Iran military's page. The leader tweeted something, but you know, I can't read it.
Even Caitlyn Jenner, the head transgender. She tweeted us once. She was cool though. Oh, this was a minute ago.
Sandra, you saw those live images. Israel is under a massive ballistic missile barrage. I have reported here for nearly 7 years and never seen such an attack against an Israeli city. The amount of air defense that you saw going off there it's unprecedented. It appears that they are targeting some of the centrally located positions in Tel Aviv. Remember, Israel's Ministry of Defense, the Kiryat, their version of the Pentagon, is located just a couple miles from here. The fact that they had to start using those short-range missile defense systems indicates that this is a direct attack on Israel's second largest city. We don't know what's happening in other areas, and we have to wait and gather more information to get a full understanding of what was targeted. But from what we could see and what you saw in those live images, massive explosions rocking the skyline. You could hear the explosions, flashes of light in Tel Aviv. That's when we made the decision to get a little bit more cover because this is an unprecedented moment for Israel.
Somebody said, is Cartier family on Iran or Israel's side? I'm on America's side. Me personally.
I don't even know why you would ask that.
That's an insane question. Somebody said, does Israel have nukes? Yes. Someone said, Jonathan said, do you think Kamala would have let it get this bad? Who the hell knows what she would have done? Who the hell knows? If you don't know what shot to pick, consider this. Israel hit military sites in Iran. Iran hit civilians. It is good versus evil. Man. This is sad, y'all. It says Israeli airspace is closed, but a Singapore flight just YOLO'd over Tel Aviv. Y'all playing with fire. I could have shot y'all down. Oh, this isn't. Where's this? Tel Aviv. Damn. Leveled an apartment building. Imagine sleeping. Your shit just start crumbling.
That's what's pissing me off right now.
This is insane.
I got a question. Like in New Orleans, what was that flag again that was flown when they did that terrorist attack?
Hell if I know. I remember it was some terrorists.
It was like a black terror, not black people, but like it was like a black flag.
This is Tel Aviv right now. Rubble, apartments and rubble. It looks like a nice apartment building. Looks real nice.
Insane, man.
This is insane, bro. I'll never support bombing residential areas. That is.
I hope.
This is war, y'all. There's no other way to put it. They bomb citizens.
You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about our homeland right now.
Duh, that's all I'm worried about.
I wonder what's moving around.
Womanhood does not exist without trans women.
I'm thinking about all type of stuff right now, bro. My mind's spinning.
The end of us all.
I think they just, somebody might have just shot a missile, bro.
The Federation's attendance center has been boarded up in participation of violent protests by anti-ICE activists.
Hold on.
It's going down tomorrow.
Click him. Iran's talking. Oh shit, they ain't China. That's the big dog. We gotta turn it up.
Stability. China is seriously concerned about the negative impact of the current developments on the diplomatic negotiations on the Iranian nuclear issue. China has always been committed to peacefully resolving the Iranian nuclear issue through dialogue and negotiation. We oppose the use of force and illegal unilateral sanctions and oppose armed attacks on peaceful nuclear facilities. As an NPT signatory, Iran's right to the peaceful uses of nuclear energy should be fully respected. President, for some time now, conflicts in the Middle East have dragged on, and the regional situation has remained highly tense. Gaza has been subjected to prolonged attacks and blockades, with over 2 million people trapped in an unprecedented humanitarian disaster. The international community should work together to promote a ceasefire in Gaza, de-escalate the regional situation, and effectively curb the spread of the conflict. Countries with significant influence over Israel should practically play a constructive role. The Security Council should make full use of all the means conferred to it by the Charter to ensure the implementation of its relevant resolutions and to play its due role in maintaining regional peace and security. I thank you, President.
I thank the representative of China for his statement, and I give the floor now to the representative of Denmark.
Thank you, Madam President. And let me also thank Under-Secretary General Di Carlo and Director General Grossi for your briefings.
Denmark,
Colleagues, we meet at a critical moment for regional and
Mute her,
international
Brandon.
peace and security.
This is UN. This is all nations. This is an emergency UN meeting.
Okay, go to, is this my page? Go to history over here, bro. I think I found a better live stream. Yeah.
History?
Out here, yeah. The 3 dots over to the left, Yeah, right there.
This is
History's not here?
C fan page.
Yeah, it's on here.
History.
This?
Under, yeah. This page is crazy.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
My God, bro.
This is crazy stuff.
It is, bro. It is, bro.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, man.
It is.
Let's go to the For You page. I'm just seeing a lot of anti-ICE stuff on my following. Big ICE raid in Philly. Damn. They getting the workers out of here. Oh, we got a Haitian too. I just assume he's Haitian. He's African or of African descent. I don't know where he's from. Sorry. Hey, it says they crossed red lines. That means it's a war.
That shit's crazy.
Is that right now?
I don't think that. I think this is a playback. They have it live. They're gonna flip. I don't know what they're doing, but this is a high level live stream.
See, we got warmongers. It says Lindsey Graham says the U.S. should go all in to help Israel finish the job if they refuse a nuclear deal. I don't know about that, guys. I don't think I want to see that. This guy is not sending any of his children in there.
They got to do something, because what happens if they actually do decide to use it?
So the Iranian media shows old footage of submarine fire missiles in the Black Sea. What is that supposed to mean?
I think if they have a nuclear bomb, they'll use it.
Who? Iran?
At this point?
They don't need nukes, bruh.
No, I'm just saying, I'm asking.
I gotta keep it 100. They don't need nukes. Netanyahu tells Iranians more is on the way after Israeli strike. Oh yeah. It's about to get crazy. Iran officials say Tehran will immediately target Israel's economic and energy infrastructure if Iran's own is hit. Oh, wow. It's getting crazy.
It is, bro.
I can't stand by, man.
While the protest, this is going on while the protests are still going on in LA, but it's not crazy.
It's not even just LA. It's gonna amp up tomorrow everywhere.
Yeah.
Damn, because it's the weekend, huh?
Saturday.
Yeah.
We watched a video. Said they got protests in multiple cities across America planned for tomorrow. It says they boarding up buildings in Philly to prepare. It says Greg Abbott got the National Guard in Houston.
Yeah.
It's finna get wicked, bro. This is bad, y'all. This is bad.
Damn, man. I still can't believe that we don't have an Iron Dome. Like, us not having an Iron Dome during this type of a situation is crazy to me.
This is a joke.
That's how people are feeling.
Whoa.
I'm really left speechless.
Whoa. Can't show that.
Like, it pisses me off. Like, all the dumbasses and the unhinged Democrats in Congress that speak and real shit like this is going on. It's crazy.
Tim Walz said it's wrong to have an Army's 250 a parade for the Army's 250th anniversary. I have never hoped for rain in my life. This dude is weird.
Hold on, let's see what the United States says over here.
Oh shit.
As a foreign minister has recently stated in this chamber, and I quote, the
Don't care. Sorry. Should have been got any updates for us.
I think it's pretty chill right now. I mean, it's not chill, but I think hasn't been any crazy attacks. Like
Looks like we haven't got any updates in the last 30 minutes, y'all.
Bro, I'm just, oh my God.
Shit's crazy, though.
It's bad.
I just pray that, you know.
The last situation was bad.
Nothing really happened on our land. Like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I pray don't happen on.
If something happens to America, we gotta flatten Iran. We gotta turn them into rubble. We have no choice.
Russia said we can't act like this not a problem.
You did say that.
So.
Because like the warfare now is missiles, bro. This is obviously what's going to happen. Nobody's sending soldiers no more.
Whoa, a video from one of the apartments.
Go. Go.
He risked his life to get this video.
יא בני זונות, יו אני בהלם. אני בהלם. אני בהלם. יו. אני בשוק. אני פאקינג בשוק. אני פאקינג בשוק.
Are we Ron talking?
Principles of international law. We unequivocally denounce these blatant provocations, which constitute a grave danger and a serious threat to the peace, security, and stability of the entire region and beyond, with serious implications. Iran has the right to self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter. Madam President, these attacks follow a dangerous pattern of Israeli irresponsible conduct marked by ongoing military operations in Gaza and repeated cross-border strikes in Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, demonstrating a consistent and deliberate disregard for international norms. Israel's actions in the Middle East reflect a continuing pattern of unilateral militarism in flagrant violation of Article 2.4 of the UN Charter and represent acts of aggression as defined under General Assembly Resolution 3314 of 1974. Israel's serial breaches of sovereignty normalize impunity, erode the authority of the United Nations, and gravely undermine the international order. Such blatant aggression and contempt for international law has already had devastating consequences. In Gaza, tens of thousands of civilians have been killed as a result of Israeli military onslaught, and a humanitarian catastrophe has unfolded under an illegal blockade that has in fact been there for over 15 years.
To the development
in Syria, Yemen, and
all right, y'all, we got some.
This is some very good information right here.
Some info, some context.
Okay, look,
once and for all.
Pause it real quick. Click the scene so I can see it big. Yeah.
All right, y'all, we got some info.
Destroying the Iranian nuclear program. Today we're going to get into what we know so far as this campaign continues to play out, and that's important. This is not a series of a couple strikes. This is going to be a sustained military campaign for hours, days, maybe even weeks. So what we know at this point is that Israeli aircraft, about 200, struck more than 100 targets all across Iran. That included nuclear facilities, and we have some footage of those clearly burning at this point, although I'd be hesitant to say that they were fully destroyed quite yet. Also, the specific targeting of senior Iranian personnel, military leadership, as well as key officials in their nuclear program. Right now, Israel is referring to this operation as Strength of a Lion and saying that they had to go after the Iranian nuclear program because there was an imminent threat building in the coming days. So what we're going to do today is update this as of 6:30 a.m. on Friday, June 13, 2025. The plan will be to come back and provide additional details as more information is known in the coming hours. Starting out with the effects of these strikes so far, again, a lot of footage showing the destruction across Iran today. Not just fires burning throughout Tehran last night and smoke rising above the skyline, but also clearly some nuclear facilities with smoke emanating from those. Given the fact of how far underground some of these enrichment facilities are, it would not be wise at this point to say that the Iranian nuclear program has been eliminated. That's a challenging thing to do from the sky at baseline. We should expect, and Israel is saying this is the case, a prolonged campaign continually going after those facilities for some time. Now, right now, we already have confirmation from Iranian media of at least 3 senior Iranian officials that were eliminated in last night's strike. So this does not appear to have just been a campaign going after the physical aspects of the nuclear program and the Iranian military, because we certainly have some air defense assets that were hit last night as well and some long-range missiles, but also some senior officials. Right now, we're hearing that the chief of staff of the armed forces of the Iranian regime, Mohammad Bagheri, was eliminated, and there was some back and forth yesterday as to whether or not they were actually killed. But all in all, Iranian media was pretty quick in confirming the death of some of these senior officials.
Pause. Did y'all see his statement right there, y'all? It says, we identify the Zionist regime and its supporters in the region and beyond as our main enemies, particularly the big Satan, the United States. The Islamic resistance axis and its members are determined to continue on the path of resistance to expel Zionists from Palestine and Jerusalem and to bring about the collapse of the Zionist regime following the geopolitical attack. Well, they had to blow his ass up.
But all in all, Iranian media was pretty quick in confirming the death of some of these senior officials. Just as notable, we have the commander of the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Qasem Salami, who just a couple days ago was issuing threats about how any sort of Iranian and or U.S. attack against the Iranian nuclear facilities would be met with direct strikes against U.S. military bases in the region. Have to mention, of course, here, the curse of Soleimani continues. We have a picture of Salami. No surprise, given that he's the head of the IRGC with the late Soleimani. And there's kind of a theme. Anybody that gets their picture taken with Soleimani before too awful long ends up on the wrong end of a drone strike. And the last one here that's been confirmed today, again,
Hey, Brandon.
Turn this up.
Yeah, you
Oh, I muted
That
it.
up and then the other one down.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. They were saying the audio was bad. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. That's on me. Let's go back here. This is where we lost audio at. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all.
Were struck, and we do have some confirmation from Iranian media that a handful of those folks were eliminated as well. This is something we talked about in yesterday's video, just leading up to this attack, was when you're trying to eliminate the nuclear program, it's not enough at this point to just destroy the facilities. There's a lot of knowledge inside of Iran, especially with these scientists, of how to, if the facilities are destroyed, to get right back to this place in the relative near future. So, appears at this point Israel went after not just the physical locations, but also the brain power behind the nuclear program. We also did see that Israel went after quite a few surface-to-air missile systems and long-range missile systems at the beginning of this campaign. It looks like right now Israel carried out, Mossad specifically, carried out something very much similar to the Ukrainian Operation Spiderweb a couple weeks ago. The information that we have right now is it appears that Mossad smuggled in a series of short-range drones, pre-staged those near some key locations, and as this attack began to carry out by Israel, which there's still some speculation about how much of it was missiles, how much was aircraft, and was there anyone on the ground carrying out sabotage-type operations. But nonetheless, as that was playing out, we do have some footage that's been released showing Mossad on the ground in Iran carrying out some of these short-range strikes. According to some reporting from Manny Fabian of the Times of Israel, he says, according to an Israeli official, Mossad built a secret explosive drone base in Iran for this morning's operation. The drones were used to strike ballistic missile launchers at a base near Tehran, preventing Iran from firing projectiles at Israel as this morning's strikes began. Additionally, vehicles carrying weapon systems were smuggled into Iran. These systems took out Iran's air defenses and gave Israeli planes air supremacy and freedom of action over Iran. A third covert effort involved Mossad's commandos deploying precision missiles near anti-aircraft sites in central Iran. So you can view that as confirmation of people on the ground carrying out strikes against Iran as this all began. We've not seen footage of those precision missile strikes against anti-aircraft sites, but nonetheless, that is the Israeli claim right now. I hope we're paying attention in the United States, selfishly, to this threat of inexpensive, short-range loitering munitions or drones, whatever you want to call them, being smuggled into hostile territory. So for Ukraine going into Russia, hostile territory. For Mossad, Israel going into Iran, hostile territory. Effectively getting these in and carrying out what are strategically damaging blows. Right? So in the case of Russia and Ukraine, they took out some of Russia's nuclear-capable bombers. It's no joke. In this case, it appears Israel went after some of the Iranian missiles that would have been aimed and could have responded in short order to these strikes. These are serious assets being taken out very, very quickly in relatively inexpensive manner. We're not looking for that, right? We're looking for the missiles. We're looking for the aircraft. I don't know that very many countries around the world, the United States included right now, is looking for short-range drones coming out of the back of a container or a vehicle near a sensitive location. Nonetheless, looks like, and there's no indication, I should mention at this point, that Ukraine and Israel teamed up on this in any way, shape, or form, although Ukraine would certainly be happy to see Tehran burning, given Iran's support for Russia in their war. Now, I want to start with some statements here coming directly from IDF and Israeli officials, starting with kind of an explanation of why this had to happen now. We're going to turn to the IDF spokesperson, Brigadier General Defrin. Let's give that a listen.
For years, the Iranian regime has called for the destruction of the State of Israel, planning and advancing concrete military plans to do so. Over the past few months, intelligence has shown that Iran is closer than ever to obtaining a nuclear weapon. This morning, the IDF began preemptive and precise strikes targeting the Iranian nuclear program in order to prevent the Iranian regime's ability to build a nuclear bomb in the immediate time frame. We have no choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world. This operation is for our right to exist here, for our future and for our children's future. The State of Israel has the right and the obligation to operate in order to protect its people and will continue to do so. The IDF conducted significant preparations for this operation.
The background is fake.
We are well prepared
screen.
both in defense and offense to defend ourselves. The IDF will continue to defend the State of Israel.
So in line with that, we should mention that just in the last couple of days, the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, has issued a report that for the first time in 20 years, Iran is in violation of their non-proliferation obligations. And then yesterday, Israel released additional footage and documentation highlighting that Iran was, of course, not just not in compliance, as the IAEA, the UN's nuclear watchdog, stated, but also that they were working towards the development of a nuclear bomb and were closer today than they have ever been. So this is Israel presenting proof. Again, you're hearing the term there, preemptive strike, saying they had to do this now. They couldn't afford to wait any longer because Iran was getting so dangerously close to the development of their first nuclear weapon. Now, continuing on with some IDF statements here.
Can't let that happen.
Pull out some other aspects not mentioned in General Deference statement. The IDF said, quote, "For years, Iran has been directly and indirectly promoting terrorism against the State of Israel, financing and directing terrorists act through its proxies through the Middle East while advancing towards nuclear weapons. The Iranian regime is the primary perpetrator of all terrorist attacks committed against the State of Israel since the beginning of the Iron Sword War, including arming and financing the Hamas terrorist organization responsible for the events of October 7th. During the Iron Sword War, Iran even attacked Israel twice, firing hundreds of missiles and unmanned aerial vehicles into the country. The Iranian regime has a stated goal of destroying the State of Israel. Senior Iranian regime officials declare this and are working to realize it with their envoys in the Middle East. Iran is closer today than ever to obtaining nuclear weapons. Weapons of mass destruction in the hands of the Iranian regime are a threat to the State of Israel and a significant threat to the entire world. The State of Israel will not allow a regime whose goal is the destruction of the State of Israel to possess weapons of mass destruction." Now, we're going to get to some statements from U.S. President Trump here in a moment, but that's also been the stance that he's taken. And the United States stance for a long time is that Iran cannot be permitted to obtain nuclear weapons. The Israeli stance right now is that that time had come. Put up or shut up. They were so close that the only viable option at this point was kinetic military strikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated, quote, "In recent months, Iran has taken steps in the field of armaments that have never done before. This is a weapon that could threaten our very existence. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program and nuclear weaponization efforts. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility at Natanz. We also targeted leading Iranian nuclear scientists working on the bomb, as well as the core of Iran's ballistic missile program." Again, pretty widespread attacks so far today, and it's just beginning. By all accounts, this is going to go on for some time. The chief of staff of the IDF added to this, saying, quote, "Civilians of Israel, these are decisive days. We are currently at the start of a new phase in the operation to secure our future. It's no doubt decisive days. We've been hearing about the possibility and the necessity at times of striking the Iranian nuclear program for about 20 years now."
The United States is speaking at
the region. The consequences for Iran would be dire. President Trump was elected with a sweeping mandate from the American people to advance peace and to avoid the grave mistakes of past administrations that led to forever wars. We seek a secure peace. As President Trump said, the violence should come to an end, and Iran should make a deal so that there is, quote, "no more death, no more destruction," close quote. The United States will continue to seek a diplomatic resolution that ensures Iran will never acquire a nuclear weapon or pose a threat to stability in the Middle East. Iran's leadership would be wise to negotiate at this time. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the United States for his statement, and I give the floor to the representative of France.
Merci. Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I would like to thank
the Undersecretary General for Political and Peacebuilding Affairs and the Director General of the International Agency for Atomic Energy. We thank them for their briefings describing the situation. Madam President,
On what's really going on.
So this is
again.
significant, to say the least.
So much water today.
Zamir continues saying, "We began this operation because the time has come. We are at the point of no return. We cannot afford to wait for another time to operate. We have no other choice. Recent and past events of history have taught us that when the enemy is attempting to destroy us, we must not turn a blind eye. As such, we need to fight for our existence. The freedom is given to those willing to fight for it. Civilians of Israel, I can't promise absolute success. The Iranian regime will attempt to attack us in response. The expected toll will be different than what we are used to. The IDF is prepared to defend the Israeli home front, and I ask for you to be responsible for yourselves, for your family, for your communities, and listen to instructions. We are calling up tens of thousands of soldiers and prepared across all borders. I warn that anyone who will try to challenge us will pay a heavy price. We are entering this operation together with one goal: to secure a safer future for the state of Israel and its civilians in a unified effort and faith. We will win. 77 years since the state of Israel was established, the nation of the Jewish people founded after the Holocaust, we stand again for survival." Now, looking at a couple other reactions and statements here, as this was beginning, a major question was, how is the United States going to be involved, if at all? And it appears at this point, we were not. In fact, that was hammered home by Secretary of State Rubio, issuing a statement as soon as this operation began, saying, quote, "Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel." And of course, that's a major concern as we look towards the Iranian response here, is, as mentioned in yesterday's video, there are a lot more American than Israeli targets for Iran to strike in the Middle East. And generally speaking, those targets are softer. They might be military bases, consulates, or embassies, but in terms of the quantity of air defense overseeing some of those assets, it's nowhere near what, when you look at the entire state of Israel. So I wouldn't set it aside completely that Iran decides to, or wouldn't brush it aside entirely that Iran doesn't go after U.S. assets. In fact, some of their statements already today are conflating this Israeli attack with their support from the United States, and in some ways saying they're one and the same.
Oh, wow.
President Trump then earlier today issued a statement saying, quote, "I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest words to just do it. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. I told them it would be much worse than anything they know, anticipated, or were told. That the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world by far, and that Israel has a lot of it, with much more to come, and they know how to use it. Certain Iranian hardliners spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. They're all dead now, and it will only get worse. There has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being even more brutal to come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. No more death, no more destruction. Just do it before it's too late." Now, technically, there's still talks set to be had this Sunday. I haven't heard the United States cancel those, although Iran has said they're probably not going to participate in those nuclear negotiations with the United States. Now, turning over to the Iranian response so far, remember, leading up to this, there were a lot of threats saying they would go after U.S. military bases across the region. They talked about the development and the testing of a 2-ton missile warhead, a warhead that was delivered on a missile, suggesting that it could be some sort of nuclear-capable device. What we're seeing so far, a couple statements here coming from the chief of staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, quote, "The Zionist enemy in the United States will pay a very heavy price. Iran will respond harshly against the Zionist regime. The Zionist attack on civilian areas has been verified, and our response will be certain. Iran is 100% military capable, and the enemy will suffer a painful blow." Here's the thing. It looks like the Israeli attack was focused not just at destroying the Iranian nuclear infrastructure, but also preventing their ability to respond in a timely and effective manner. So when you go after the senior leaders of an organization, that at baseline is going to slow the ability of the Iranian regime to carry out a response. On top of that, it looks like Israel went after quite a few missile facilities with that, secret covert drone operation hitting targets all around Tehran. What we have seen so far is maybe 100 Iranian drones so far launched against Israel, which is not much of a response given what we've seen in the past. Public Israeli estimates were as many as 600 drones and missiles being fired in the first wave. We haven't seen that yet. Iran continues to say that it's on its way. I also want to stress that depending on which Iranian source you look at, some of them are adding the United States to the list of those responsible. Others are exclusively saying Israel. The drone strikes so far, from what I can see, all of them were effectively intercepted or crashed before entering Israeli airspace. It does appear that some of them were intercepted by Saudi Arabia. There were reports that the United States and the UK may have been involved in the interception as well, but that was not confirmed, and I've not seen any statements from those two governments. Either way, none of those drones made it into Israeli airspace, let alone impacted inside of Israel. There was some speculation last night that the Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei would issue a declaration of war against Israel. That still has not come, but I thought it was worth going into his statement, the one thing he's mentioned so far following this first round of Israeli strikes. He said, "The Zionist regime at dawn today opened its dirty and bloody hand in a crime in our beloved country and revealed its evil nature more than ever by striking residential centers. The regime must expect severe punishment. The powerful hand of the Islamic Republic's armed forces will not abandon him. Several commanders and scientists were martyred in the enemy attacks. Their successors and colleagues will immediately resume their duties, God willing. With this crime, the Zionist regime prepared for itself a bitter and painful fate, and it will definitely receive it." Now, the big question now is what does Iran do in response? We should expect to see Israeli strikes continue. It looks like they mentioned it earlier, not air superiority, air supremacy, and that appears to be the case. We've seen in the last couple years, really, mostly the last couple months, Israel has pretty successfully degraded the Iranian air defense network, and we knew that they had taken some hits. At this point, it looks like they can go wherever they want in Iranian airspace. There's no indications that any Israeli aircraft were shot down, and all reports from Israel is that all pilots returned home, pilots and aircraft returned home safely. So when looking at the possible Iranian response here, the big one, of course, being drones and missiles like we've seen them carry out in recent years. But there's a couple other aspects here as well. They do have kind of non-traditional, non-conventional means of striking back. A big one, of course, being their proxy networks across the Middle East. There was some concern last night that maybe Hezbollah in Lebanon, still there to a degree, the Houthis down in Yemen, or a variety of Iranian-backed militias in Iraq would begin carrying out attacks on behalf of Iran. We haven't seen that yet. It's possible. It's always in the cards. We haven't seen that at this point. We also have to keep an eye out for the possibility of terrorist attacks carried out abroad against embassies, consulates, or strategic assets for the United States, Israel, and other Western partners. And then last but not least, cyber attacks. Iran does have a pretty significant cyber capability. I wouldn't rule that out entirely, especially if some of their more kinetic means of attack, like their missiles and their senior military officials that would help carry out those strikes, are no longer around to put those into action. But again, this is what we know as of now, 6:48 now a.m. on Friday, June 13th, 2025. We'll update this as we get more information, but pretty historic event as Israel begins operations to militarily take out the Iranian nuclear program. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.
Wow.
Bro, he broke that shit down.
That was crazy informative.
Damn.
I mean, basically,
Yeah, it is.
He's tearing that down though.
This.
Yeah, all the way down.
Sorry, guys.
No, the video captures.
Can you guys hear us now?
That's the camera.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's on pause.
Maybe the other way around, Brandon. Up, all the way.
Check. Can you guys hear us now?
It's like we're not connected right now. The audio is messed up.
Bro, are you sure?
Yes, we've been
doing this. We've been doing this the whole time. That's catching our voices.
Go to the audio capture and turn that down though.
All right, click a video, watch it on play, and we.
Okay, whatever. Can y'all hear us? Can you hear us?
It's really low. Yes, because that is capturing all.
It said better.
Let's see.
Now we got you. See, bro. It's good, bro.
We've been doing this. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. I turned some stuff down to try to get it right.
Perfect. Back.
We couldn't figure it out. Anyways, no.
Wait, hold on. Click that right there.
Bro, it doesn't matter. We can talk. I'm still gonna play. They can hear that. Probably.
That is hearing that.
They can hear us, bro. Yes, bro.
Anyways, no, bro.
Sorry about that,
look,
guys.
Based on that, they're trying to make Israel look bad. Israel had no option but to strike back on Iran.
I mean, based on what we saw, it really almost seems like they had no choice, y'all. So, I mean, all these Iranian leaders talking about, we're going to destroy y'all, we're going to destroy y'all, we're going to destroy y'all, so.
And then they're saying we all have the common enemy of the devil, the United States. Whoa, buddy. Let's see what he says, bro. Let's see what he says.
Is he talking? It's not him, it's Frank.
Okay,
it's going across the board.
Keeps flipping to him.
Yeah, it's showing, that's who he's talking to.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, I don't know, man. This situation, Israel's not wrong, man. Everybody hates Israel. They hate the United States. They've been hating the United States since Osama bin Laden. They've been hating on the United States for a long time.
They hated the United States because we've been causing a lot of wars and whatnot, you know.
Shoot.
And our military presence across the world to spread democracy has destabilized a lot of countries. So I do understand why people hate the United States, but I personally don't want anything to happen to America. I don't want us to send soldiers in, as I will continue to state. I don't want to see a war that we get involved in. But I mean, this country does have the right to defend itself and protect its interests. But the U.S. alone, the Americans alone.
Yeah, but I just feel like we've been going back and forth with the Middle East for a long time. Like even when I was born in 2000, a year after that, 9/11 happened. So was that in 2001? Correct? Was that 2003?
What?
2001, 9/11.
Yeah, 2001.
So like, bro, we've been dealing with that since I was a baby.
But that was a different.
That was an
I know, but it's still Middle East, bro. It's still insane. Like we've been like
beyond insane.
Like, and they're still saying that we're the evil guys here.
Because we destabilized the region, and because they're saying that because of Iraq and Afghanistan.
So it's like, you know, hey man, I don't blame the United States or Trump for anything that they do in this situation here. Like, as long as life's not fair, you know, not everything's gonna be fair. What can they do?
Let's see what Tucker said. The real divide isn't between people who support Israel and people who support Iran or the Palestinians. The real divide is between those who casually encourage violence and those who seek to prevent it. Between warmongers and peacemongers. Who are the warmongers? They include anyone who's calling Donald Trump today to demand airstrikes and other direct U.S. military involvement in a war with Iran. On that list, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, Rupert Murdoch, Ike Perlmutter, and Miriam Adelson. At some point, they will have to answer for all of this. But you should know their names now. Whoa, he said your career is over. Boy, look at that. 7 minutes. He tweeted this 20 minutes ago.
Seriously?
Almost 20,000 likes and 4K retweets. He's talking about you're wrong.
Tucker's
yeah, buddy. Tucker is really probably one of the best independent journalists around. I'll put
He
Candace
is.
Owens up there as well.
Told you, bro, it don't matter. Hey,
Hey, CJ said, I unequivocally stand with the people of Israel as they stand with us. They have every right to defend their right to exist and use the full force of their military might to do so. I mean, based on what we just said, I mean, I personally don't want anything to happen to America. I'll stand on the American side. I'm not picking sides in this. I don't want war. I don't want to see a war, because if there's a war, we're going to be funding it and be involved in some way. I personally am against that. That's just my stance. Yeah, man. I just don't want war. I don't want to be involved.
Well, bad buddy. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but why is she talking?
This is funny. Iran says Israel and America will pay a very heavy price. America? That's funny.
Yeah, bro, they don't like us.
Yeah, man. I mean, we did give Israel the missiles they shot, so I see why they're coming at us, but I don't want anything.
We're not gonna be able to watch the OKC Pacers game in peace, guys. Okay, guys. I mean, we'll be back, guys. If any information pops up, guys, you guys, hey, make sure y'all come follow us on Twitch, though, guys, because basically we're just gonna go live on Twitch. We love YouTube, but we'll probably still go live on YouTube sometimes. But like a lot of the times, like them late night Twitch streams will be on. I mean, yeah, the late night lives will be on Twitch.
Yeah, guys, come check us out on Twitch. Help us grow.
So y'all make sure y'all follow us on Twitch.
I got a question for those who are still in the chat. Do y'all prefer Kick or Twitch? Obviously, the Twitch chat prefers Twitch. Shout out y'all on Twitch. Who likes Kick? We're trying to decide where we should do our streams outside of YouTube, so we can diversify our content.
No, but a lot of people don't like Twitch for some reason.
I would love to see who likes Kick.
Audio problem?
They're talking about this video. I didn't click on the video, guys. Fix your mics. What happened?
I don't know. They're going in and out.
Kick.
I was telling you.
Bro, that's good, bro.
Kick.
I promise you.
Hey, people saying kick. For right now, YouTube, fix your mics. Damn. What's going on, Chronix? Rumble.
Yeah, it don't sound like we're talking off the mic. That's what I'm telling you. It's the input. The video capture is the camera. Yeah, it is.
All right, guys, we'll be back. We'll make sure we're getting all the live stream stuff together.
Yeah, all right, everyone's saying kick.
Yeah.
Let's hop in. We'll check out Kick, y'all. I'm gonna get that set up for us. Can we do both? Yes, but we want to diversify the content. I feel like YouTube is better for videos, but if we're gonna do like live streaming, we want to do like a live streaming that's a platform that's meant for live streaming. So we can diversify our content on there as well. So we could do both as we're doing right now, but who knows?
All right, y'all. We'll be